Hey guys, Lexicon here. Today we're going to go with the second episode of Class X. This time we're going to cover the Assault class. As you can see, they have a variety of weapons to choose from, but what makes them special is the Assault rifles. They have a variety of different ones they can choose from, but the Bulldog is my personal favorite at the moment. High damage, definitely wins some battles their way, and I'm going to go with the trusty Deagle. Well, I just love that thing. As you can see, they have several gadgets: smoke, frag grenades, dart, flashbang. You have various options here. I'm going to go with the medical bag because that tends to always be the easiest one to run with and the most versatile. The defibrillator also. And your choice of grenade to dive knife. I just like the dive knife. Let's just delve into it here. Now, I know this isn't quite an assault gameplay, but I thought it was a really good way to start the video. I just happened to be taking a couple of shots at this helicopter. Don't ask me how I managed to do that, but whatever. But we're going to get to the meat of the class here. It's really about being able to keep yourself, your allies alive. And that's what the medical bag really comes in handy. You can stay on the front line, or as back up. You'll see that throughout the video where I'll tend to pull back and let my team kind of pull forward, and I'll keep reviving them. Sometimes I get lucky like that. My teammate will take the hit for me. I do love the Bulldog. The reload time is pretty fast. You really can get 1, 2, maybe 3 kills if you're lucky out of it before you have to reload. But the reload time is pretty quick. It definitely is one of the better ones here. This is a good example of assault team play here. I take the time to revive both my teammates, one of my squad mates, as I'm going through. You can keep a really good front line with that, especially on some of the other modes like Rush and stuff like that when you're pushing on an objective. Plus, hey, you get points for it, so that's always good.
I need some ammo.
I like the incendiary grenade just because it can hold an area for a second. It can also let you know if enemies are in that area. As I touched upon in my last video with the engineer, sometimes it's all about movement. So if you know where an enemy's position is, sometimes trying to work your way around will really help you get a better position on them, so you won't, fall prey to them, narrowing it on your position. The flank is always the best option. And sometimes I'm suspected like I'm spotted, like right then, and I'll just get shot at. You always want to be where the enemy doesn't expect. Like right there. He was going to probably try to flank me because he knew I was in the building, so I was waiting for him. Really like the assault class. Some of the smaller, more close encounter maps. They're really kind of situational, but they're definitely one of the more team-oriented classes, especially with the revive feature. Now, I'm sure people are running with the other ones, like the grenade launchers and the slugs and stuff, but I've always found that this setup always seems to be more versatile, and it always seems to really work better in almost every situation. Really, I'm just at this point, I'm kind of hunting down the enemy. I can see them moving on a mini-map, and I'm not quite sure where their position is at the moment. But, sometimes being where the enemy doesn't expect, like right here, in a second. Another good practice is to make sure that when you're reloading these weapons, that you maybe take cover and use that moment to take a look at your mini-map. That unfortunate soul right there, I tried to revive, but yeah, he sank to the bottom. But here's a good example of a good use of the incendiary grenade. So I know I'm getting some hit markers. I get a kill, get some more hit markers, so I know that there's still enemies in there. Try to spread the door just in case I can hit a few, and I got a couple of other guys here. Also, another thing that's really good about this class is, I'm sure you've noticed, I mean, if you guys have played Battlefield at all and you have the defibrillator attached, you notice the little health circle when your teammates drop. Well, that's actually good for 2 things. One, it lets you know that obviously how much longer the teammate has before he has to respawn. And 2, it actually kind of can help you pinpoint a little bit more on enemy positions. You don't want to go running into a room where there's a bunch of circles without making sure the room is clear first. That's something that a lot of people make mistake when they're playing the assault class, is they like to Rambo revive. They'll run out in the middle of a firefight without making sure everything is clear first and try to revive everybody. Kind of like right there, somebody would run around the corner. Now I knew that there was another guy there, so. But here's a great example of how a couple of medics can really push your front line. We just brought up a couple of those guys. We're covering that. We flanked them. Now we're just throwing out more health for everybody, making sure that everybody gets revived as that goes forward.
Objective Echo has just been neutralized.
Notice I'm not rushing straight in.
Pick up your med kit.
It's always a good idea not to just sprint ahead, especially and get your something out. Unfortunately for me, another dude came around the corner there. But as you can see, I did pretty well that game, like 31-9 or 7 or something like that. It's such a small screen, I can't really tell. But here's a good example of the markers. So, I accidentally bring up my other guy. But if you notice, I put the pedals together and it brought my other guy back up at 100%. But the other guy was about to bleed out, the circle was about to complete. So if I let that go, he would not respawn. So I did a fast revive. You just really have to make sure you pay attention to that when you're doing revives. One thing that they did add to the game in this last patch was that circle. That really made a huge difference in the assault class. Now, the assault class is really good in close quarters and like different modes. And, you know, generally most of the game is really good at helping you keep your team alive. Now, what they're not good at is obviously taking out vehicles. They really don't have anything besides some grenade launchers that can do some damage to a vehicle. And even when it's almost mediocre, it's almost laughable. So I wouldn't even advise if you're fighting vehicles, I would go with more of an engineer class or something. But here's an example of flanking once again. I cannot harp on that enough. That's really improved my gameplay. That and that patch they put out in October. Don't be afraid to hip fire either. As you can see, sometimes it's very, very helpful. The only thing you have to do is limit yourself with this game is to know that you're going to have to reload Bulldog very, very often. So you want to make sure that you're not, you know, overcommitting yourself. You want to get a couple kills, back off, maybe throw a med pack out. It could be the difference between life and death. Even though reload speed is really fast, you don't want to be caught reloading that. It will get you killed. And really, I'm telling you, if you're playing this assault class, you really want to be the team player. Spawning with your squad, you know, playing by yourself is not going to help you too much. You want to really support your people. Yeah, I got unlucky. Come on, I took no damage during that exchange. And you can play them on different variety maps. This one's very good for placing a lot of the vehicles and stuff.
Listen up. If I need a high-value target, take them out.
Also, another good firing practice is to make sure that you're, you know, tap firing on a lot of stuff. You don't want to just spray. In this example here, I take a couple shots at him. When another guy's injured, I'm going to take the moment while he's across the field to reload. He tries to come back for me, but you know, he could have gotten me, but I managed to take him out mid-air. But you notice that I usually, when I do that, if I take any damage, if I get any lull, I will throw out a med pack and sit on it before I move forward. Now, the Bulldog's a really good weapon, but then sometimes you just want a good old shotgun. That's a really good combo with this class, especially in some of the close quarters maps like Operation Locker. As you can see in this clip here, it's very effective. And once again, it can come back to team play. Now, I didn't really check my corners before I came out there, so that was kind of an example of a Rambo revive. I thought it was okay. Sometimes a shotgun can get a drop on somebody like that one there. But you notice I sit in the corner and let myself get healed before I go any further. But all in all, you know, the assault class is very fun. It was one of the first classes that I learned to play. I'm going to end it on this clip here coming up. This is actually pretty amusing. I thought this was a pretty interesting ending to all this. Go in the corner, fill myself a med pack, and just sit here with my shotgun as some guys come around. And they kill me. However, they weren't paying attention. So, yeah. That's it for them. Alright guys, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. My name is Lexicon, and I hope you tune in next time. Please subscribe.